So one client confided in me. She said, "Oh, it's so shameful. My family, we just love to watch The Biggest Loser." But that's not the worst of it. While we're sitting around watching these people go through this extreme stress trying to lose weight, we're eating burritos. It's like the worst kind of dinner that you could have. And I told her, I said, "Well, I don't see how burritos are totally unhealthy." She says, "Well, we're probably eating too much and we love the sour cream and cheese." So I said, "Well, let's talk about this a minute. How could you upgrade? How could you keep this night of The Biggest Loser? Because obviously your family is finding some fun and enjoying that together, but how can we upgrade some of these things to make it a little bit healthier?" And so we started with, okay, what about the burrito skin? Are you doing white? Are you doing wheat? Could you start changing to wheat? She's like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, well then it makes it a whole food rather than that high glycemic, the processed food. There's more fiber in the whole wheat. Of course, if you're gluten-free, you would want to steer clear for another option like gluten-free wraps or even using lettuce leaves or doing a salad, right? Okay, so the next one, let's look at the meat, okay? Having some ground beef is not too bad of a thing. However, if you adopt turkey meat, ground turkey, instead of beef, one, it's a little bit cheaper, and I think ground lean turkey is 96% fat-free. So there's a lot of extra calories that you're not getting. It's just a leaner meat. For some people, it's even easier to digest, turkey meat instead of beef. And when I cook it up in chili and burritos, you don't even notice the difference, especially if you're putting spices on it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And start upgrading. Now, thinking of the cheese, there is not a great substitute for cheese. However, if you go with a sharper cheese, so there's more flavor and using less, does that make a difference? Well, yes, it makes a big difference. And that's a great strategy in other places as well. But as we looked at boosting up the lettuce, fresh tomatoes, salsa, those are all great things. And then just kind of dialing back on some of those other things that make it unhealthy, you could have a terrifically healthy burrito night. Keep the avocados. You can even replace avocados for cheese for the folks who have allergens. And you have a great burrito night. And then the other thing, since they were watching Biggest Loser, and this is something I also like to suggest, is most all of us as Americans have some amount of time that we spend in front of the television. So instead of just sitting in front of the television, what if you added some exercises? Get the elastic arms bands to do the exercises that way. And I told this client, what if you had the ball that you could pass around the room and some of these different exercises, so while you're watching The Biggest Loser, you're actually getting a workout. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try that." Well, she came back the next week and it worked. Her family actually got more excited having some movement along with The Biggest Loser that they actually made it a fun thing to enjoy on their Thursday night. So you don't have to give up some of the things that you love and enjoy. Just look at upgrading those choices. Making some small changes can add to big things over time. Thanks for watching. Here's to your health, happiness, and success. I'll see you next time.